everyone. Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing good. Hello. Welcome to Chris Lucci Initiative Live Broadcast. Yeah, surprise, right? Okay. This broadcast is just going to be a few minutes. I'm not going to stay long, okay? Uh, I just finished my workout, just got in just few minutes and decided to make this broadcast, okay? Before I run, thank you for joining. I see you. Who is there? How are you doing? I know someone joining, but I can't see your comment or anything. Welcome. This is Chris Lucci Initiative Live Broadcasts, Giving Life a Meaning. Miss Miriam, how are you doing? Good morning from me. Good morning to you. How are you doing? Oh, welcome. How are you all doing? Happy Thursday, fun Thursday, right? I just have to make this broadcast because, like we said, if we are not informed, if we are not well informed, we can fall, we can fall to the mistake of others. Very important. The part of who we are is that organization that gives life a meaning. It is that organization that adds values to life. It is that organization that cares. We care. Okay. It is that organization that is interested, uh, in for your own good, So we wouldn't want others to fall to the mistake of others. Okay. So that is the essence. But anyways, yeah, exactly. Yeah, stay my money. Yeah. You see, I still have my stuff. I just walked in, got in my office and, got the lights on. Yeah, to do this. Okay. I got this information and I was like, I have to share that. I already finished. And I said, okay, I'm just going to do that so that people will be well informed because we are media, sometimes we don't know. Sometimes, we can, we are ignorant of things, not because we do things, because we just want to do it, but it's just out of ignorance, However, they will still tell you that ignorance is not an excuse, right? So when you cross red lights, you don't cross red lights and say, "Oh, I didn't know." There is consequence, there is price to pay, there is a fine for that. So ignorance is not an excuse. Mr. Zeus, how are you doing? Thank you for joining. So I know this is unusual. However, like I said, what matters is that message, in giving life a meaning. Thank you for joining, Mr. Zeus. How are you? Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Okay. So I'm just gonna maybe give it, but this I don't plan to stay up to 20 minutes. Okay, and I will run. Okay, it's still my morning, so I have a very, very, very limited time. Okay, people are joining. Thank you all for joining. Okay, if you join, you can say at least hi. Okay, so that we'll know you're here. Thank you. This message again says what? Admin Anambra, how are you doing? Good morning to you. So greetings, how are you doing? So just this morning alone, okay, let me tell you what I've achieved this morning now. Okay, this morning alone, okay, I have done 8,336 steps. 8,336 steps, and my goal is 10,000 steps. My goal is 10,000, But I've done 8,336. I don't know if y'all can see that, you know. Yeah, that's what, oh, sorry. That's what I've done this morning, So sometimes I don't meet to my targets, sometimes I don't meet to my targets. And sometimes I may not, have the watch. Maybe I just get my normal stuff and then I remove it. So, but at least I try to catch up with something, before I start my day. Because if I don't do it in the morning, most often I won't be able to do that. I won't have time to do that. And if I do, towards evening, I may be just tired. Okay. So I try to use it to start my day just to be at alert, both physically, mentally and otherwise. Okay. So thank you all for joining. I see you all. Miss Precious, how are you doing? Thank you for joining. Good morning to you. Miss Dora, how are you doing? Thank you for joining. Thank you, thank you. So let's go. Okay, we already have about 8 persons. Oh, so let's go. Okay, now, so what do we say here? Okay. Meanwhile, Father, we thank you for this beautiful morning. We thank you for the Thursday. Okay, as we are about to get to the end of the week, we thank you for your many blessings, and we pray, Lord, that you make the rest of our day days, productive, strengthen us both intellectually, physically, spiritually, and socially, anywhere we need it. Lord, please continue to help us in our daily dealings and actions. May we remember you in all we do. May we always remember you in our daily lives. May we know that you are always with us, like you promise us that your grace is sufficient. Let us always have that sense of, your presence in our lives, so that we can always know that we are not alone. And this will help us as well, being conscious of things we do. Try to be that good human. Try to do that we expect from others. Please come and bless the rest of our day. And for some of us that are starting our day, Lord, bless the day for us. And some of us closing the day, thank you for the day. And bless the remaining days, weeks, months, and years for us, all to the glory of your name, in the name of God the Father, Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. So now, why do I have this program? I know you all know our brother, our awesome brother, Yam Baba, right? There was a podcast that was held. I saw that podcast, I think last week. Is it either today's, maybe this week or last week? I saw that. And when I saw that, sometimes I'm like, God, these are wrongs. How do we correct some of all these? The more you're trying to, push to all these things, the more people are just busy. The more people are busy, pumping out things that do not exist, pumping out fallacies, pumping out like things that do not add value. The more people are busy promoting, errors. So when I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness, I wish I could just, hop in a live program, just play this and really like debunk it. Like, we have to be careful with some of all these things. And plus, we have to know and understand that things and messages we see on media, those are not credible. And social media is not a place to get credible informations. Plus, any informations you get on media, please scrutinize that the information, sort the information, filter those informations. Don't take it raw. Don't receive it raw before even taking it to your head. You just see that, but before taking it to your head, okay, filter it. Because over a time, things we'll see and things we feed ourselves, knowingly or unknowingly, it starts to get in us, knowingly or unknowingly. And these are wrong narratives. And sometimes people do certain things for many reasons. Okay, sometimes people might do things because they want traffic. Sometimes people might do things because they want their name to be heard. There are many reasons. Okay, many reasons. They are not doing it because it's right. They are not doing it because it's credible. They are not doing it, but just for some reasons, and many of them for personal interest. Just like a lady that put out something either 2 days ago about Queen May Edochie. She said the stuff she said, and now when people now started confronting her, now she now has to uh do apologies, right? She now has to apologize, place a public apologies that she really noticed that she didn't articulate well. These are the things, they are preventive. We things before going or before tabling things, excuse me, go over it before dishing out information. Don't just do that because you have ring light or have access to platforms. Therefore, you just go and do things, or because you want to do things. You don't always want to do things because you want to do them. We do things because we need to do them, because there is need for it. But you cannot come, character deformation, like defame someone's character and personality, and then at the end of the day, you come for apologies. We have to be careful. And then if the person, because it's not every person that have that spirit of instant, forgiveness. And that's why we do preventive measures. And then if the person fails to forgive you, then that becomes a problem. Why we have the option of preventing such things. Okay. And it was after that, and this lady was now like, oh, it was after that she articulated, or she didn't understood it the way, and all of those. And now she lost a brand. She was the ambassador of a brand, right? Because nobody wants, like we say, nobody wants to deal with baggages, okay? And now a lot of things started happening, and she's regretting it, okay? And this is preventive, like, she should have prevented it. And sometimes when we don't know what to say, or we don't have what to say, we must not talk. We must not talk. If not, we become noisy. Okay, so that's one aside. Okay, and now you come for apologies. That one aside. Now coming to this one, this person came on our brother, in the person of Mr. Yam Baba, a podcast called Wham, right? And this lady said a lot of things. You all can watch it. I tagged it here. This lady said a whole lot of things. When I watched it, I said, to me, when I received it, I was like, that is not true. And it is always wrong if you come to say things and you're generalizing it. That's not right. There is nothing that is 100%. They might have maybe a high percentage, but not generalizing it. Now people that are real estate people and all of those, that all of them messes up, and all of those, just like someone was saying, how do you think maybe as a man, the wife of the man will see the person? How do you think children will do that? How do you think even society will see those people? You cannot just come out, say people in real estate or those people and then you generalize it. If you have personal encounter, you can come out, okay, say your displeasure on your personal encounter, and you discuss it as personal encounter. If you feel like to call name, you call a specific name, like if you are sure and all of those, and you really want the public and the society and God, then you can call the name, okay? But if not, you can just come, okay, and then show your displeasure on your encounter, but not coming and saying maybe in Anambra State that you have, gone to bed with every man in real estate, is a dent, is a defamation, is not right. Now, this sister has come back to say that the whole thing she said there is not true. That either I think they say she's trying to get traffic or something, she's trying to blow. Facebook people, many often, okay, values. People place values, in many things that can always come to you, in many things that you have control over. And then what matters most, we disregard those. Okay. Now this sister, because the people in Anambra, the real estate, team, and this, they now took the case to court for her to come and explain. Because if you're innocent of something and somebody puts an accusation, it doesn't sit well. It's not right, and it doesn't sit well. In my dialect, they say "Eziafa kego." Better name, good name is what's more than money, or is better than money. Good name, what's more than money. Eziafa kego, and sometimes people cannot go this far or come this far only for you just out of personal interest, to come and dent it. It's not right, and it's not everybody that can just allow those. Some people will take it serious. Some people might ignore you, but them ignoring you doesn't mean or show is right. And this person now, what happened? The real estate community, they're taking it legal with the young lady, and she's crying out on media that is traffic and all of those. These are the reason. That one aside, now the next one, she said that her university, that she didn't enter class for the 4 or 5 years in her university, that she didn't enter class. And that she has to, sleep with every lecturer for her to, pass the class. And she was like that. She came out with 2-1. In the national distance, according to you, you say you are just doing it. We don't just do things, especially false informations. It is not right. And please, brethren, please, our youths, please, the adult folks, especially our youth, this new generation, this one, I don't even think is, I would say is these, new generations. Let us be careful, and let us please stop spreading wrong narratives. Let us be careful. What goes around comes around. Outside the physical of it, there are spiritual penalty. There are spiritual consequences. There are social consequences as well. Because guess what? Many people will not like to deal with you in the future, because if you can sell your integrity at this cost, like this cheap, who will want to entrust you with something meaningful? Who will want to do that? Nobody. I don't know of others, but I won't even, trust you with even the least, I have. I will not, because anyone without integrity, anyone that doesn't have don't have any atom of shame or something, can do anything. And anyone engrossed with money can do undoable. Okay, now this person said during your university level, you were doing highway stuff and all of those, right? That you didn't get to the class, but you now have to deal with every lecturer, like give them your body and all of those, right? I'm trying to, sensitize my words, because the Facebook policies, because of robots, sometimes when you say certain words, they think is violence, so they can, turn the post down. So what are we saying? So she was now saying for her to graduate, that she has to offer her body. And then they were like, how many? She said she can't count it. The same thing with the real estate. She said she can't count. She can't count, And then with this university, said they can't count. Now, guess what? The information I got now is that the school she graduated from gave her 48 hours to return her certificate. Law of nature is called karma. Law of nature is called karma. Her 4 to 5 years, had earned certificates of 2-1. I don't even know how many people you even have DVs sleeping with. Like every lecturer will just accept. And then because they now have dogs and goats in the school, it's not, I believe and strongly believe that's not possible. Regardless of how we think, many men do this, there are still outstanding people. There are still men of integrity. And now you came out on the national podcast to say that every lecturers, and that was how you got all your this, and still made 2-1, expensive 2-1. So school is giving her 48 hours to return her certificate. So they have to revoke it. Maybe now she has to get a Lego involved, in order for her to retain that, or it will be, they will revoke that, and then from your graduate to non-graduates, because of not knowing boundaries, because of not knowing when and what to say. Remember, there was a post I made one time, and I talked about the couple, okay? They were doing stuff, and people were saying, who is more Thursday and who is this? And both of them, they were responding. And this is where I told people, you cannot respond to everything. Even if she got to that bam, and our brother asked her question, you can get, if some questions are being asked to you, even though he said, is where we say that bam. No, you have the right. The moment you lose your right is the moment you lose your freedom. The moment you do not understand your right as a human being. I'm not saying your right like, I mean just the basic right that you have the right to say no where you got to say no. You have right to say yes where you have to say yes. And especially people, okay, that do like, especially outside your circle, that you have right to say the truth, okay? And you have right to turn down, you have right to do certain things, you have right to do good. When we get to understand these things, it's going to save us a lot. It's going to save us a lot, okay? And I said on that video that if somebody, like a couple, new couple, okay, we should be talking about things to promote and all of those, right? Who will be willing to, or be the first to forgive? Who will be the first to say, I'm sorry, right? Who will be, it has to be optimistic, like, okay, encouraging them. You can be first to do this, whether you're an African man or African woman, you can be first to, okay? So now calling your attention on things that will be expected or things you mean down that lane or journey of marriage, instead of talking about those or promoting those. No, we are now asking, who is no-go area? Who is this? Why? And then I said, no, you cannot answer something like that. And when you are doing some of these things, when those people write stuff, okay, review that. If you review that and it does not align with your values, turn it down. Turn it down. Okay? Then if you cannot turn others down, erase, cancel, erase, erase, erase. Erase the things that do not align with your values and beliefs. It is okay. And that's what makes you an outstanding human. People cannot prepare baggages and prepare even something you are not even part of, that is not in your nature and all of those, and give to you, and then you welcome it because this person is an MC or this person is the organizer, okay? Sometimes people are not even well trained. They know that and then just do all of those. And then sometimes people are not even professional, all of those, because if you are, there are professional processes. There are things you have to know your boundaries. You have to know like where you don't cross, even if you are doing certain things. But because that sometimes like, we just learn it on our own. We don't know do's and don'ts of all of those. And for ignorant people, we can cause them more harm or use those things to cause more harm than good. And all these people raise their hand, like I said that very day, right? And then you ask them again, who is this? And so I was like, what's going on here? And I had to make that video to tell you, you have your right. As a human, you have the right to say no. Okay, when things do not align with your values, you have the right to say no when things go against your beliefs, okay? Just like because people come out and say, hey, Christian does this, and then you sell your Christianity at no cost. No, I am a Christian. I remain a Christian, and I will spend the rest of my life as a Christian. What matters is my own Christianity is that I will live the gospel. I will make a difference. I will live that Christ-like, by his grace. Where I deviate, okay, reflection is important. If I feel I deviate, I call back myself and get up again. Where I fall, I get up quickly and cue in again on my destiny, on my lane, on the same journey. That's what matters, And that very day I told you, please be very careful. When people say something, no, it's okay. Boundaries is important until you know the power and value of boundaries. If not, you will always, you will always explain. You will always like, people will, in fact, people will mess with you. It's okay at the initial time. Take time to be making all of those. And then if you do all of those, see that you have done the necessary. Okay. And if it happens, take action. It is okay. It is okay. So again, and I said it, when people do certain things, you don't. And anything you're doing in life, okay, always process it. Don't receive things, always process it. Someone gave you something, it does not align with your values. No, process it and say, no, this does not align with my belief, my values. And turn it down. They give you that, maybe on your anniversary, they gave you something. You go through that, you say no. And people ask you certain questions, okay? You don't have to. Some questions are for you. Some questions is not meant for everybody. Some informations are limited to you and your close circles or your families, or who you chose to willingly share that with. Every information is not meant for every person, and not until we understand those boundaries, okay? Remember our brother, Brain Jotta. There was a time they asked him about his, what is that? Net worth, right? They wanted to know, like, what his, like, his way, what they can weigh him. They wanted to know his financial, okay, status, kind of estimate of her financial category. They wanted to know that. And guess what? He was smart enough, and he said, don't worry about that. Worry about my journey. Worry about my consistency. Worry about a lot of other things I did to get there. You don't ask for results without knowing or trying to know, okay, the work and the journey and the efforts on those results. You can just congratulate the results, right? But then you don't ask for the results. Please give me your results. No, it will be, please teach me, okay, what and what you did to achieve these results. That is bingo. That's how it goes. Please teach me, how, just like a man I shared the other day asked me, what and what, like, how do you manage this? How do you do this? Even in America, like, how do you do this? And now, okay, because he said he's worried, this lady, does she have, like, how is she managing this? And I have to be like, yes, I have two helping hands, And he was like, what is sustaining this and all of those, And then I still have to. He was like, okay, because he was looking at this and saying, this, this community needs help. This community really, like, because what they are doing is visible, and every, all of those. You see that? So that's the information. When we try for information, let's ask people to teach us. You want to know how to make cake, right? You ask people to teach you. So Brain Jotta, they ask him, what's your net worth? Maybe if he has said is the net worth, guess what? Maybe you will even see, they might even, take it away. Even kidnapper, they might even do that. That will even attract. That's why I say all we need to succeed is within us. Many often our success is within us. Our downfall is within us. We don't know boundaries to informations. We don't know, and it's very important. Brain Jotta turned it down and didn't do that. And this lady, when certain questions were asked, she had the option to say, no, okay, I won't answer that. Or no, that question do not align, it doesn't align, with me. And then you can say next questions. I do that. If you ask me a question, okay, it's not as if maybe I don't want to give you that, but my personal space is my personal space. My personal life is my personal life. Not as if anything, if I want to share that, I will share that, but not you, certain, going out of boundaries, certain, no. And like I always say, many often, if you don't, because of ignorance, people don't know when to stop. And if you don't stop people, they will not stop. Anyways, from me to you all, have a wonderful day. Thank you all for joining. Admin, please just give these people, give the people here, please, one data, this thing, okay, 1 gig data for me, okay. Thank you all. I just said I'm just going to do that, and then we allow people to watch. But for you all being here like this early morning, thank you all for being part of this. God bless you all. I am humbled. Thank you always. I got it wrong. Thank you.